This year, the Christmas offering is going towards Project 41. Project 41 helps our local community in many different ways. We work with parents, carers, seniors, and some of the most vulnerable people and situations you could imagine. In fact, our 50 volunteers connect with over 550 people every year. Over the past year, we have handed out 250 food vouchers, helped feed 339 adults and 245 children, and donated 419 kilograms of food to Bedford Food Bank. We have around 120 children attend our playgroup each week and average around 40 people each week at our seniors group. This year, we started a bereavement course, as well as launching a youth group for those that find loud and unpredictable spaces difficult. We have heard some brilliant stories from these groups, and I'm going to read some to you now. My son is 16 years old and has autism, sensory processing disorder, general and social anxiety, and selective mutism. His anxiety means that he is unable to partake in many simple activities, including mainstream schooling. He has very little independence from one of his parents, struggles to spend time with any peers, and so is very isolated. His social and communication issues threaten to have a huge impact on his life as he grows into adulthood. The Oasis Youth Club is his first experience of hanging out with a small number of like-minded peers, without either of his parents being present. He considers it to be a safe space with kind people. A simple example of what this club has done is that on the third session, I, his mum, was able to go off and do my weekly shop. I arrived back at the club early and sat in my car, in the dark car park, and watched the activities lit by the light of the window. I could tell from his body language that he was having fun. He, two other boys and an adult helper were playing a game and laughing. I then watched him stroll confidently across the room and help himself to a drink from the tuck shop. He stood drinking it as he carried on enjoying watching the activity in the room. I have never seen him as relaxed as this. He would normally refuse to eat or drink anything for fear of drawing attention to himself. Seeing him enjoying his time and being happy in his skin was unbelievable. Simple for most parents, but for parents of a child with special educational needs, this was nothing short of miraculous. For children like mine, the Oasis Youth Club allows them to enjoy activities which are normal to most children, but are impossible for the few. My husband passed away over a year ago, and I've found life difficult at times. I heard about the bereavement course and I decided to attend. Everyone was so friendly and welcoming, and I felt confident to open up about my feelings. It became evident that the feelings I was experiencing were not unique, but ones that other people on the course had also experienced. I no longer felt alone. Through this course, I have made friends, and I am so pleased that I attended. When I have a bad day, a friend is now only a phone call away. A few years ago, I was experiencing domestic violence, so I left my home to escape that situation. I was living in Milton Keynes and went to the council to ask about housing, but because I was seen to have chosen to be homeless, they couldn't house me. This left me with two choices: return home to the violence or find somewhere to sleep. Some nights I slept at a friend's or with family, but I didn't want them to know I was homeless, so I mostly slept on the streets. I felt terrible spending nights on the street and considered ending it all, but visits to my children and seeing my grandchildren kept me going. 2 years later, a homelessness support worker took me to a night shelter. We were given a hot drink, a bed to sleep in, and something to eat. I did that for 3 months, but it was only open in the winter, so a few weeks before it closed, my support worker came with me to the council. They said there was still nothing they could do unless I was willing to live outside of Milton Keynes. A week later, I was in a bedsit in Bedford. I didn't know the area, and when I moved in, the only thing in the room was a cooker. I walked around and found Woodside Church, so I went in and met some of the Project 41 staff. They listened to me, then they helped me. They got me gas as I had no money yet, and provided a bed, a fridge and a washing machine. I hadn't yet sorted my benefits and was able to come to Food Bank to get some food. If it weren't for the people here, I don't know what I would have done. 7 months later, I'm settled in my flat. I've spoken to some of my neighbours, and I'm getting used to having a roof over my head again. It's not always easy, but I come to Connections on a Wednesday and to Centre 41 on a Thursday. It's nice for me to have somewhere to go. I don't have to sit at home on my own. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me. This place is my second home.